Talk a few minutes about the apron on the 9x20 lathe. Now mine's an old Endco, but I've been ordering parts from Grizzly for their G4000, and I've been finding that they fit. So far anyway. Some changes, some variations, like the half nuts. Now these are die cast with a steel pin pushed in. And I think they probably worked okay. This one you can see looks pretty bad. Well, the reason is it's full of grease because it wasn't moving. This was the bottom one. And the reason it wasn't moving was the drive cam. This cam, and I'm not sure what material it's made of, but this cam, you may not be able to see it, but there's a key built in. So when I had come up with when I bought the new one from Grizzly, it had a slot that needed a separate key. The reason this didn't work was, I don't know if you can see it well enough, but there's a section here that was broken out. Now, my lathe was seriously crashed, and I think maybe what somebody did was they engaged the threading, the half nuts, and walked away from it. It's just bizarre. But it really slammed hard into the quick change gearbox, and there's no marks on the chuck, so they weren't using the chuck. They weren't doing threading with it. It's a kid trick, it seems to me. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I suppose you can see it better in this light. Can you see where the piece broke off? Anyways, the new one looks like the same except it had a slot, so I had to make a key. The half nuts are brass, the new ones. They've got steel pins pushed in here that engage the clutch, or the cam. Call it a cam. Anyways, when you operate the lever, the half nuts close, which is what they're supposed to do. So there you go. One of the weaknesses of this apron, I think, is there's no way to oil some of this stuff. Some of it you can get from outside, but I don't know, it's just kind of bizarre. It's almost like you have to take the apron off and oil the places. I'm going to oil it up good. The screw, the worm, goes in there, and the the feed screw engages from this side, and it has to be installed from this side because they didn't complete the key. The key stops. You can see where it stops. I can. So anyways, there you go. So far, for what it is, I'm pretty happy with this little lathe. So there's features I'd like to have. There's modifications I've been making. I mean, like I said, this is an Endco. This had a burr on the back side of the hand wheel. Well, I dismounted it and put it in the lathe and polished it up so that at least you don't cut your fingers on it. But anyways, now this got some features here that I don't know about. This maybe this is for a chip guard or something that's missing. But there's two screws on this side. There's two screws on this side that don't seem to do anything. There's two gib screws, set screws, that engage the gib to adjust it, and it was really way out. So I went through it and tightened the gib screws up. There's a third one here. This stops the cam. It engages. It hits this part of the cam and stops it from turning too far. And that's the disengagement direction. So if your screw doesn't seem to clear the feed, if your half nuts don't seem to clear the feed screw very enough, you can get in here and adjust this gib screw. It's well, you can see that it's not in line with the gib set screws. So anyways, there you go. Have fun.